Would someone please read the prompt so we could just get this over with?
Here's our essay prompt. How is foreshadowing shown throughout The Book Thief?
Wait, what's foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing can be defined as a warning or indication of a future event.
Is that like when my friend had a surprise birthday party for me by telling me? Because that was not very cool, and I hate...
I remember an example, like when Rudy died.
When Death totally ruined the book for us and said that Rudy died, that was not cool. And I'm super passionate about this book, but when the author tells me that a character dies before they actually do, to me, that character is just seen as a dead man walking. I mean, I just keep waiting to see when Rudy will die.
That's what the author wants. He wants to create a desire for the reader to keep on reading. In the text it states, a small announcement about Rudy Steiner. He didn't deserve to die the way he did.
Of course he didn't deserve to die.
Are you done?
Yes, sorry. I don't understand why Death decided to ruin the book. Did he intend to do this? And does he know that it's kind of rude to spoil the ending for the reader?
The narrator, 2 pages later, states, "Of course I'm being rude. I'm spoiling the ending, not only of the entire book, but this particular piece of it. I've given you 2 events in advance because I don't have much interest in building mystery. Mystery bores me. It chores me. I know what happens and so do you. It's the machinations that wheel us there that aggravate, perplex, interest, and astound me."
Wait, I'm lost.
It's ridiculous.
What Ava is trying to say, Kiana, is that Death, the narrator, purposely spoils the book for us because he wants us to continue reading. If the readers are not interested in the book, they will not continue. But by using foreshadowing, it grasps the reader's attention enough to make them continue reading. Plus, I think foreshadowing gives the book character.
Character? By killing off the best supporting character? Really, Trinity?
I think some would beg to differ that he's the best character, Kiana. How do you mean character?
It makes the reader, such as Kiana, have a real feeling of attachment towards the character in question. It makes the experience all the more real, that anyone in any situation can die tragically and still leave an impact on the world, or in this case, Liesel, and I guess Kiana.
So in simpler terms, even if foreshadowing is ruining a portion of the book, the reader might still be affected by the tone of the story, and they might even cry about it? Is that how you know it's good, impactful writing? When it makes you cry, it gives the book depth?
So, remember when Rudy died and then Liesel ran to him, held him, cried for him, and then even kissed him? It was heart-wrenching. I mean, we all cried for him. I mean, I definitely did not cry for him.
Sure you didn't cry.
I didn't cry.
Rudy's death already. We need to get back to the essay prompt, and there are other examples of foreshadowing in the book. For example, Hans Huberman was not granted membership into the Nazi Party. Not yet, anyway.
I can see this being an example of foreshadowing because by saying not yet anyway, it's implying in the text that it actually hasn't happened yet, but will happen soon.
Just like when Death spoiled the ending for us about Rudy's untimely demise. I mean, I guess I understand why the author uses foreshadowing, but even for a small part as Hans not getting admitted into the Nazi Party?
Yeah, because in any book, the smallest details make the biggest impact on the reader.
Well, maybe it's not a small part as you guys are saying.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, what if Death is deliberately saying, not granted membership into the Nazi Party, not yet anyway? It could be because it's going to be a big part of the story later on. Like, when Liesel found out that Hans was admitted to the Nazi Party, she was severely impacted, and thus the rest of the book was too.
Yeah, I guess it really wasn't just a small part of the book.
Remember guys, there are no small parts. Only small actors. Wait, that isn't related to the topic, is it?
No, it isn't. Can anyone think of any other examples of foreshadowing to support this prompt?
I know some other examples, and I know you guys know them too. They're actually at the beginning of every chapter. When the author states the chapter titles, it gives insight into what the chapters will be about, and therefore is foreshadowing.
Oh, like when the author Zuzak named a chapter title The Accordionist? I definitely wanted to read that chapter as soon as I saw that chapter title. I just kept wondering to myself, is this about Hans because he has an accordion?
Actually, at the beginning, when I read that chapter title, I also thought the accordionist was going to be Hans. But the author did a total 180 in my brain, and Hans ended up not even being the accordionist that the text was focused on.
I know, I was kind of impressed actually.
Impressed?
Yeah, impressed. The author led us on by foreshadowing and then flipped the accordionist from the person you think it's going to be, Hans Huberman, to the person it actually was, Eric Vandenberg. The writing technique he used is actually kind of admirable. As soon as I read that, I wanted to read on and figure out more about this new character. It also flowed well with the story because Zuzak had to explain how Max was connected to Hans somehow, right?
Eric was definitely a shock to me. He honestly came out of nowhere.
I think you're wrong.
Excuse me?
I knew it wasn't going to be about Hans at all, but more the reason he became an accordionist and what affected him doing so. In some ways, his story they're talking about actually is about Hans, just not the way you think. Sometimes foreshadowing isn't always so clear-cut. The author may use foreshadowing words that make you believe one thing but are about something completely different. That's when you know it's good literature, when it makes you analyze the text you are reading and truly think about it before you actually read it. I also agree with Ava because this was the perfect time to explain why Max went to Hans for help instead of another family.
Great analysis, Trinity.
Thanks.
This is not a great analysis.
Using these 3 examples, I think we thoroughly answered the prompt. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we discussed everything.
I found some good examples.
Okay then, I guess it's time to write. You're recording